I'm about to tell you something that will make you angry. Not at me, at everyone who knew this and never told you. There's a reason certain people command instant respect while you have to earn it. Why some people never explain themselves while you justify everything. Why they hold power while you beg for permission. It's not confidence, it's not charisma, it's not even intelligence. It's a psychological principle so powerful that society actively hides it from you. Schools won't teach it. Your parents didn't know it. Your friends can't see it, but 500 years ago, one man exposed it. And powerful people have been trying to bury his discovery ever since. Because once you understand this, once you see what's really happening in every conversation, you become impossible to control. The most dangerous people in any room aren't the loudest, aren't the strongest, aren't even the smartest. They're the ones who understand what I'm about to show you. And right now, someone in your life is using this exact principle against you, making you smaller, making you doubt yourself, making you explain yourself when you've done nothing wrong. But that ends today, because in the next few minutes, you're going to become someone they can never manipulate again. Fair warning, this will change how you see everyone, including yourself. Last week, my friend Marcus walked into his office meeting. Same people, same room, but something had shifted. He didn't speak first anymore, didn't rush to fill the silence, didn't explain himself. His boss, who usually talked over him, actually waited for his opinion. The colleague who always dismissed his ideas suddenly started taking notes when he finally spoke. Marcus had discovered something most people die never knowing, a truth so uncomfortable that society actively hides it from you. Because if everyone knew this, the entire social order would collapse. You've felt it before? That person who walks in and the energy shifts, not because they're loud, not because they're mean, it's something else, something primal. Your body knows before your mind does. Your nervous system sees a threat, even when they're smiling. This isn't charisma, this isn't confidence. This is something much darker, much more powerful, and here's what nobody wants you to know. You already have this power. It's been beaten out of you, trained out of you, shamed out of you. Every time you said sorry for taking up space, every time you made yourself smaller to make others comfortable, every time you explained yourself when nobody asked, you were being programmed to give away your most dangerous asset. But what if you could take it back? What if you could become the person others respect without changing anything except how you hold your silence? You're about to understand why some people command authority while others beg for scraps of respect. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. 500 years ago, a man wrote something that powerful people have been hiding ever since. His name was Niccolò Machiavelli. He said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. But here's what they don't teach you. He wasn't writing for princes. He was exposing the game, showing ordinary people how power really works. And the most dangerous thing he revealed? True authority has nothing to do with what you say. It's about what you don't say. Think about the most powerful person you know. Do they explain themselves constantly? Do they justify their decisions? Do they fill every silence with words? They let the silence work for them. Because Machiavelli understood something about human psychology that modern society desperately wants you to forget. Fear and respect are born in the gaps, in the spaces, in what's withheld. The moment you over-explain, you become prey. The moment you justify yourself unprompted, you announce your weakness. But when you hold your silence, when you let others fill the void with their own insecurity, you become the predator. Even if you never harm anyone, even if you're the kindest person in the room. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. You've been taught that being mysterious is manipulative, that holding back is dishonest, that you owe everyone an explanation. This programming runs deep, so deep that right now part of you is probably thinking, but isn't this wrong? That voice? That's not your conscience. That's your conditioning. Machiavelli called this the fear of being feared. And it's the chain that keeps you powerless. Because here's the twist nobody tells you. Creating uncertainty isn't cruel. It's natural. It's how every powerful organism in nature survives. The lion doesn't announce its hunger. The hawk doesn't telegraph its dive. And the most successful humans? They don't broadcast their intentions. When you fill every silence, explain every action, justify every decision, you're not being honest. You're being hunted. Think about your last interaction with someone who intimidates you. Did they tell you everything? Did they explain their every move? Or did they let you wonder, let you guess, let you fill in the blanks with your own fears? This is Machiavelli's silent strategy. The less you reveal, the more power you wield. But it goes deeper than just staying quiet. There's something David learned that changed everything for him. But before I tell you what happened to David, you need to understand the 3 levels most people never discover. If you're feeling that shift right now, like you're seeing behind the curtain for the first time, hit that like button, because what comes next will change how you see every conversation. I need to warn you about something. Once you start using this, people will react, and not always positively. The friend who's used to you oversharing will suddenly feel shut out. The boss who counts on you being readable will feel threatened. The partner who's comfortable with you being predictable will feel unsettled. This is the price of reclaiming your power, and most people aren't willing to pay it. They'd rather stay safe, stay small, stay understood. But here's what happens to those people. They spend their entire lives being consumed by those who understand this principle. Every job interview where you told them everything, while they revealed nothing. Every relationship where you poured out your heart, while they held back. Every negotiation where you showed all your cards, while they kept theirs hidden. You weren't being authentic. You were being eaten alive. And the worst part? The people who use this against you don't even realize they're doing it. It's instinctive, natural, automatic. They're not evil. They're just predators in a world that convinced you being prey is virtuous. But what happens when you flip the script? When you become the one who holds back? Everything changes. And I mean everything. Remember David I mentioned? He was like you, always explaining, always justifying, always filling the silence. Then he discovered the 3 levels of Machiavelli's silent strategy, and his entire life transformed. But here's the thing. Most people never get past the first level. Level 1, strategic silence. Stop filling uncomfortable pauses. When someone asks you a question, pause for 3 seconds before answering. Watch how they lean in. Watch how they reveal more than they intended. This alone will change how people see you. But it's just the beginning. Level 2, selective revelation. You choose what to reveal and when. Not to manipulate, but to maintain your sovereignty. When someone asks, "How are you?" you don't owe them your truth. When someone questions your decision, you don't owe them your reasoning. I've considered it carefully as a complete sentence. I prefer not to discuss that as a boundary, not rudeness. But here's where most people get stuck. They feel guilty. They feel like they're being mean. This is where level 3 changes everything. Level 3, emotional impermeability. This is what Machiavelli really meant when he talked about being feared. It's not about making people afraid of you. It's about being unafraid yourself, completely emotionally sovereign. When you stop needing others to understand you, validate you, or approve of you, you become psychologically invisible, unreadable, unpredictable, and humans are hardwired to respect what they can't predict. Think about water. When it's still, it reflects everything. When it's disturbed, it reveals nothing. Most people are constantly disturbed water, churning with the need to be seen, understood, validated. But when you become still water, when you reflect others back to themselves without revealing your depths, you become the mirror that everyone fears to look into, because they see themselves, not you. Now I need you to understand something crucial. This isn't about becoming cold, it's about becoming sovereign. Every time you felt like you had to earn someone's approval, that was your power being siphoned. Every time you explained yourself when no one asked, that was your authority being drained. Every time you filled a silence because it felt awkward, that was your presence being diluted. You've been taught that vulnerability is strength, and sometimes it is. But forced vulnerability, compulsive transparency, that's not strength, that's submission. Real vulnerability is a choice, made from power, not from need. When you master Machiavelli's silent strategy, you don't become less authentic, you become more authentic. because you're choosing what to share, not being compelled by insecurity. You know what's really happening when you over-explain? You're asking for permission to exist. You're negotiating for space you already own. You're apologizing for taking up room in your own life. But when you hold your silence, when you let others wonder, when you refuse to justify your existence, you're not being mysterious, you're being free. Free from the need for approval, free from the compulsion to be understood, free from the prison of other people's perceptions. And here's the thing that will shock you. The less you explain yourself, the more people will respect you. The less you reveal, the more valuable your words become. The less available you make yourself, the more presence you command. This isn't manipulation. This is mathematics. Scarcity creates value in economics, in relationships, in power dynamics. David discovered this after years of being overlooked. Now, he runs the meetings he used to fear. Not because he got louder, because he got quieter. Marcus, he got promoted 3 months after he stopped explaining himself. His boss actually said, "There's something different about you. You seem more substantial." So here's my challenge to you. For the next 24 hours, cut your words in half. When someone asks you a question, pause before answering. When you feel the urge to explain yourself, don't. When silence feels uncomfortable, let it be uncomfortable. Watch what happens. Watch how people lean in. Watch how they start treating you differently. Watch how you start feeling different. Because once you taste this power, this freedom, you'll never go back to being prey. You'll understand why Machiavelli's work was banned, why powerful people don't want you reading it, why society works so hard to make you transparent, readable, controllable. If this video found you, it's not by accident. You're ready to stop being consumed and start being sovereign. Subscribe if you're ready to join the few who understand how power really works, who refuse to play by rules designed to keep them small. Drop a comment with just the word sovereign if you felt that shift. If you know you'll never be the same after this. But honestly, if you've made it this far, you already know what you need to do. The question is, are you dangerous enough to do it?